What's up, traders? Welcome back to another trade recap. We have a profitable day here on this Tuesday. This is our first trade of this week. We did not trade yesterday. We didn't see any opportunities for us yesterday. So today would be the first win of the week, and hopefully we can keep that going for the entire week. All right, so I'm going to get straight into it and breaking down what we were looking at this morning. I know you guys see, it says I took 2 trades here. I realistically only took 1 trade. The first trade that I executed was the wrong amount of contracts, so I had to close it and get back in with the right amount of contracts. But let's start off here with the bias itself. So my bias this morning was pretty simple. I was looking at 2 main zones, which was London lows and then this 1 hour intermediate high. So initially, I did think we would go lower towards London lows while I was watching pre-market. Then we had this bullish candle right here. And that's where I kind of had mainly these 2 areas, which I was looking for shorts up here. If we were to manipulate these highs first, we would look for shorts to take us lower into London lows, just because we had so much liquidity underneath us and all we had was all-time highs above, right? But I also knew that if we were to come lower and take out London lows, it would be a much higher probability for us to go higher, leaving all of this low resistance liquidity. And I'm gonna just go ahead and show you guys what the actual markets did. So here's the trade that we executed right here. We took it up for a 1 to 2. You can see all the executions, but going into the actual trade itself and looking at the price action here on NQ, and this is looking crazy now. Looks like we're about to make all-time highs again. Not surprised. But just looking at this right here, guys, so initially, what did we do? Go in here, go to the 15-minute time frame, go to the 5-minute. Initially here, when the market opened right on this candle, we have this huge spike towards the downside, leading us right into London lows, right? And then also, guys, we left all of this low resistance liquidity above us right here, and with this being a 1 hour intermediate high. So that confirmed this bias right here, this scenario right here for me. The fact that we left those low resistance highs above and we came right into London lows, it gives us a clear target for the market to reverse back into, and that's going to explain this trade right here. So initially with this trade here, guys, there was many reasons as to why we were looking for this as an opportunity. First, we had a large divergence, right? With this low being right here, we have this 908, I believe. Yep, 908 low. And then we have this 940 low. We go here to NQ and we see 908 to our 941 low down here. So major SMT between ES and NQ. So that was one of the major reasons why. And then we're sweeping London lows, and then we have low resistance liquidity above us with a 1 hour intermediate low. So as far as executions, as soon as this trade came underneath these lows right here, I was automatically looking for longs in any possible way. Now, first thing that I liked about this was this CISD right here. Boom. The CISD right here. Now, initially, I was looking for this 4-minute inversion. Initially, I was looking for this 4-minute inversion right here to get confirmed, but we didn't confirm this on the first candle right there. So if you're waiting for the 4-minute initially, which is not bad because I front ran the 4-minute. So I had enough conviction to know that this was going to be invalidated. Just by how much confluences we've seen, and everything was just lining up towards the upside with the divergence, with the liquidity, with just everything. And then we had this wick right here, this large rejection wick on this candle. So we didn't execute right here, but I executed once I seen this next impulsive candle right here. Boom. This next impulsive candle is where I executed this trade because I was expecting this 4-minute IFEG to get disrespected, which initially it did. Now, if you were waiting for this just 4-minute IFG, you still could have taken this trade. Your execution would have just been a little bit higher, and that's what I didn't want. But yeah, your execution would have been a little bit higher above this high, well, right there at this high, stop loss beneath this low. And this is still a winning trade, right? For a 1 to 2, you get a clear 1-to-1 to the high, and you get the full 1 to 2 here. Now, I didn't like this reversal right here, and that's why I wanted to get a better entry on this. I wanted to get an entry that would have gave me more potential towards the liquidity. Reason why is because if we would have reacted from this liquidity point, I still could have looked for some type of shorting opportunities, even though it would have been lower probability. But that's why I wanted the longs to be my main trade of the day, which it was. So we actually executed the trade a lot earlier than this 4-minute right here. Okay. And that is because of conviction. All right. That is because of conviction. You do not want it to be doing this unless you have that same amount of conviction. Stop loss underneath this low right here. And initially this was the trade. Yeah. Initially this was a trade right here, I believe. Yep, right there. So that was my trade for this morning. Hopefully you guys are understanding why we executed this trade just based on all the confluences that we had on this and everything that lined up in our favor, with the market being bullish, us tapping into a higher time frame gap as well. I didn't even talk about that, but we're tapping into a 1-hour gap. So when I said I had so much conviction in this trade, this is exactly what I mean. I'm not even covering all the confluences that we had, but we're tapping into a 1-hour gap. We're sweeping liquidity. We have a higher time frame SMT. It's just so much. We have low resistance liquidity above us. We have a 1-hour gap above us for targets. I mean, not a 1-hour gap, but a 1-hour intermediate high with low resistance liquidity at the highs, tapping into a 1-hour gap, higher time frame SMT, sweeping London lows. It's just too much. It's too much confluences, guys. So hopefully you guys were able to execute this trade. And if you have any questions on it, if you are inside of the mentorship and you have any questions on this and why we were able to execute this trade, let me know down below, or just private message me inside of the Discord. That would most likely be the best option. Just private message me down below in the Discord, and I will see you guys in the next one. Let me know if you have any questions, concerns. The free Discord is down. There's a link down in the description if you're interested, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.